when I'm on stage, 20,000 people will be chanting my name. And then when I get out of stage and I just want to live like a normal life, I want to go to the dentist, I want to go to the hospital, people are going to look down on me because I'm in a public space.
I'm going to quote this tweet partly. Do you want me to kill myself? Do you want me to die, be murdered, go to jail to make you guys happy?
The day that I wrote that, I was angry. I was livid. That tweet is what made me angry because I am I'm a woman and I'm pretty and I have guys in my life. Okay,
Sure.
get over it. Do you want me to be R.I.P. Lady Zamar, and then after the fact you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we should not have bullied her. Such fake condolences on social media. Grow up here, get over it. You are not that important.
Your mornings with Malume Tap.
I wish y'all could have seen her face. I will give it a K, and it's a goated song from a goat herself. We're hanging out live in studio with the one, the only, Lady Zamar. The Zamartians are up all across the Northwest. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm well, thanks. Good morning to you too.
Firstly, thank you. Just thank you for the music, yo.
That's my pleasure.
I've never actually we've crossed paths so many times. In particular, gigging together. I've opened for her before, and we've spoken about a lot of things. But I've never actually just said thank you for the music. We were actually just speaking about it. Our category for our music feature today was sing along songs, like certified road trip hits. I could actually play your whole catalog for that feature.
Correct.
Oh, wow. Thank you guys.
We could take a road trip from here to Taung and just play Lady Zamar
along.
jams, and we'd get there happy. Thanks for coming through and hanging out with us on a Thursday morning. How you been?
I have been good. Thank you very much. And how have you guys been?
No, we're right.
Amazing.
We're a little bit better right now. Okay, so just a quick little intro. By the way, if you're a big Lady Zamar fan and you've got a question you'd like us to ask, send it through on the UConnect app. We'll try our best to ask as many as possible. But I want to start with these interviews. I like to start all the way back. We're gonna go. It's been 10 years since your first solo album, or just about
10 years.
9 years. Yeah, 2014.
No, it was 2017.
Oh, sorry, your not solo album. Your debut album with Junior Torres. It's been about
2015.
2015. So it's been
Yeah.
10 years, been 9 years. Prior to that, right, you grew up in Pitori in Mamelodi. And someone told me that you actually started out in sort of like the hip-hop scene. And you were doing a
Yeah.
lot of like hip-hop ciphers. Talk to me about that, because that's something that I did not know about you until I was informed. So you were really into hip-hop and you were doing the ciphers. How did that come about?
I mean, I grew up listening to Eminem and I'm a
Really?
trap. Yeah, I'm a trap head right now.
Girl.
Yeah, I know I don't look like it. I've never looked like it, right? But I've always been fascinated by how they tell stories. I think the dancing, the culture of hip hop has just always been a very alluring culture. They're very strong in their beliefs. There's very few music genres that have cultures as strong. So I grew up in that kind of mindset. Very rebellious as a kid, and high school I spent a lot of time around the rappers and the weed heads. And
Were you getting
varsity
involved in the
rappers.
ciphers?
No, I was just a pretty girl on the side.
Because I was going to ask you to freestyle. I was going to like, drop something for us, just to give us a welcome intro freestyle.
No, I was just always that girl that was dating the rappers, doing this, but I was never like immersed personally. I would watch the other girls, but it never appealed to me to be like them. The short skirts, the weird. For me, it was just weird. Like, nah, that's not how I want to present myself to the world. But in terms of loving the culture, being loyal to the culture, that was definitely it. And I don't think you have to dress like people just to say I identify.
Yeah, to embrace the culture.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm a nerd, So,
When you say you're a nerd, what does that mean?
I play video games, Dungeons and Dragons.
Anime.
I'm an anime fan, just not the recent stuff. And then I am, I'm a bookworm. I am an information.
So
whatever.
when you were a young kid, just hanging around the rappers, did you ever envision a music career, or what did you want to be when you grew up, when you were young?
I wanted to be a lawyer and a doctor at some point.
Why did we all want to be doctors, guys?
That's all we knew.
It was the only career. Those are the careers that were like glamorized. You know, besides being chased by the paparazzi all the time on TV, we didn't see anything else that was worth any kind of prestige. Even now, if you look around, it's not like there's a lot of careers that still have that. You know, it's either everyone wants to be famous or everyone wants to be a techie billionaire or something. You know, there's not much that really gets given a good name for you to want to pursue.
Would you say, I mean, we definitely don't have paparazzi in South Africa, right?
Yeah, we don't.
Not to that level. I mean,
we
you've
don't.
traveled and we don't have paparazzi.
At any level. It's
Do you
like 0 minus something.
If you would like, we can have Marcelo take his camera outside by the car, and when you leave, he can hound you. Would you say that's a good thing or a bad thing for South African artists that we don't have paparazzi?
I think it's a bit of both, right? If you understand American culture in terms of the media culture, they create the hype. They create a perception of who they are. They don't go to certain places. A lot of people call media beforehand, before they go to places. You know, the PR teams do all of that. What that does for the artist is that it sets them up and puts them in a position to be respected.
Sure.
The problem with South Africa is that our artists are not respected. They're not esteemed. You know, there's a what the woman. But you understand, like people are very, very reductive of the artist's intelligence and the amount of work that goes into it. I was watching Tyler the other day on social media and how you know, she's come into the country and they've created that scenario around her. They've made sure to create that. And what that has done is expose just how petty and almost nasty and mean-spirited a lot of people in South Africa are, because they don't have that perception of Bonang is a public figure and she should be respected. You understand? They don't
She's
have
public
that.
property.
How
yeah.
the hell do you compare Bonang, who's had such a
So
long
ridiculous.
media career, with Tyler, who is a Grammy winner right now? You know, she's on a different path, different level. Bonang has to be respected, but you sitting here and oh yeah, you know, we know it's like you're disrespecting and you're kind of making it difficult, because now when we want to go to the mall, because I like to go to the mall by myself a lot, and I really don't draw attention because I make sure I'm covered all the way, but it's just
for the paparazzi.
no, for the fans that sometimes it's for both. It's for two reasons. The fans sometimes, you know, they see you in you're feeling great. You know, they see you that way. You don't want that. You also don't want the ones to disrespect you where you're looking for attention. I'm at a mall because you're also at a mall. I'm a human. You're human. It's a mall. It's a public space. I can be here. So you get to a point where you, as an artist, just feel like you don't have a place. You don't belong. And that's why in South Africa, there's so much, you know, there's so many artists who kind of struggle mentally with that, because it's like, when I'm on stage, 20,000 people will be chanting my name. And then when I get out of stage and I just want to live like a normal life, I want to go to the dentist, I want to go to the hospital, people are going to look down on me because I'm in a public space. I have to go see a dentist. You know,
I have teeth, by the way.
Like,
guess what? I brush my teeth just like you every night.
and
every
I
night.
can't afford, because we're also living in a third world country in Africa. It's one of the best countries, but it's still a third world country if you look at it from an economic perspective. I can't afford to get the doctor to bring all his equipment to my house because our economy is always struggling. Even the richest people in our country still can't afford half of the luxuries that rich people in America or in the Euro states can afford. So
I
there's
can
almost
find you a
like,
dentist that will do a house call.
really?
I can find you one. We're gonna leave it there just for a second. Can I give
Yeah,
you
I can really go deep into that.
I wanted to clarify your. I like that. Please bring them out. I wanted to clarify the record label situation. Have you moved from Universal? Are you with Open Mic now? And is this a project that's going to be put out with Open Mic?
No. So I am still a full Universal artist. However, Open Mic is in charge of management.
Okay.
So they manage the day-to-day. They make sure I am sorted, and then Universal takes the bulk of the work, which is like the albums, the music. They take lead on the music, and then open mic helps here and there because they get my sound. They really understand where I need to go in terms of direction management wise. And Universal is very happy to work with them. They have a good relationship, so yeah.
Nice. Our producer Tato's hoping for some scoop on the new album. Are there going to be some piano records? And what's your take on what piano's done for South African music in the last, I'd say, 18 months?
I think piano. I think I'm most proud of piano than any other genre we've had, in the last 10 years. It's allowed so much innovation.
Yeah.
It's allowed so many new artists that we would have never had a chance to kind of see. And it's given people hope, man. It's been a genre that allows people to have hope and to dance, and people got to express themselves so much in piano. And definitely on my project, I have about 6 to 7 piano tracks.
Yay! What?
But I sing in English, guys. Languages.
Sure.
Any people in particular that you're working with on it?
No. This album is done. It was just mega drums and a few writers and composers. I think the writers and composers are the bulk. And then...
So we're not going to get one of those tracks where it's yourself and then there's like 17 other names.
No.
Guys, as radio DJs, can I just say to all artists out there, yo, you're killing us, bro. When we try back announce a song and then you look at the log, like the one that I'll give you an example. I'm looking at one on the screen now. It's by Deep London and it features Janda K1, Marumba Peach, Nkosazana Daughter, and like 2 others. Yo, there's 12 people on
must
this
just
track.
go whoever plus others.
And many more is
And
the
many
industry.
more.
Lady Zamar and many more.
It's time for many more to shine now.
Any timelines on it? When can we expect the rest of it?
On the 19th of April, which is a couple of days from now. I think it's 2.5 weeks from now. So I'm really excited about that. Just look out for a song called Party in Heaven and Angel. For me, those are like my 2 faves. Those 2 songs are kind of epic.
Give us like the behind the scenes look at with your team, your management team, the guys at Open Mic Universal. How do you guys decide when something must be put out on a specific date? Do you look at analytics? Is it like it has to be on a Friday or we're going to drop it on a Monday? Like, what are those discussions like?
I wish I could decide when stuff gets dropped, but to be honest with you, my label decides. They have discussions with the management a lot, and they kind of decide based on metrics, based on who is releasing when, so they won't put you on a release run with somebody else in the label that needs priority as well. And they also won't release you, like, if they hear Beyonce is dropping, guys.
Yeah.
Nobody's releasing, okay? So they use that, and they also just use like how much time do we have to introduce the songs? How much time, how much work is needed? And so they decide based on that.
As a singer, do you ever do what DJs do? Right?
Which is?
So DJs, they've got this. Well, look, they've got a bit of an advantage in terms of they're just playing in the clubs, they're spinning the tunes, right? DJs will play a lot of their unreleased stuff during their sets, so it's not out yet. You can't get it anywhere, but they'll still play it for live performances. Are you allowed to even do the same thing? Let's say if you had a gig tonight, could you perform a song that is unreleased?
No, it's too dangerous. Like for vocalists, it's very, very different because as much as I'm a producer on almost all my tracks, I'm not the person making the beats, right? So it's kind of dangerous because if I put out a song and I don't have the IP for the beats and it accidentally goes out there and somebody else decides to copy and paste that song, then there's a legal battle, as opposed to a DJ can say, like a producer DJ can say, I made the song, it's in my possession, the first time you heard it was this and this day, so nobody else can copy, so it's very dangerous for us. But we can do it on TikTok. But with everything that's happening on TikTok lately, I don't see a bright future for
Do you really not? Because I could give you an example, right? I think at the moment probably the most anticipated song ever on TikTok is Post Malone's got a new track with Morgan Wallen. He just put out a video, just a little video, and I think it's the most trending audio at the moment on TikTok. We don't even know if the song's finished. It was from a studio session.
We can do that. We can definitely do that. But the problem is because like as long as the song is not delivered to the label, you as an artist can do that. I did that with Castles. I put it out way before, you know.
My favorite song, by the way.
Thank you. But the problem is that with things like that, the moment the label officializes the song, that whole
It's
thing
shy.
just so it's like what's the point, you know?
Yeah.
Unless you're planning to never release the song, then you can do that.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Lady Zamar, we just have to talk about it because social media is just a part of us, right? And there's so much toxicity happening on social media. There's also, you know, this pull down syndrome. There's also the lack of forgiveness. There's lack of consideration. And you one person who has, you know, over time kind of like let us know how you feel about certain things on social media. And I'm gonna quote this tweet partly. Do you want me to kill myself? Do you want me to die, be murdered, go to jail to make you guys happy?
Yeah.
That tweet was so disturbing, and
Really?
it got to many people, and I think in different ways. But I wanted to know what was going on. What were you feeling? You know, that pushed you to get to that level, to that point of I'm just gonna even put it out on social media, because we pull back, like we don't want to say a lot of things on social. You need to be careful of what you say.
The only reason I'm not vocal is because I have a team that expresses a lot of disdain at my, you know,
Your
very
views.
open. Yes. I'm a very controversial person. Like, even in like varsity, I was always at the lead of every debate. I believe in revolution, and just that briefly. But the day that I wrote that, I was angry. I was livid because I had posted a tweet about relationships. I remember it was about guys and girls, whatever. That tweet blew up and it went viral. And that tweet is what made me angry because I am I'm a woman and I'm pretty and I have guys in my life. Okay, get over it. And that was something that was so traumatic that happened to me. And how dare you think that you can minimize it just because you think of whatever you think. You know, you're not there. I'm the one who has to live with that, and I'm the one who struggled with it for years, and I've finally gotten over it, and I'm able to express my views, and you come here with your little mind, small little peanut brain, and you start to tell me about how I should not have a view on relationships.
Yeah.
You don't have a monopoly over my life, and you know only about one thing. You know, if you ask all these people that talk crap about me, what do you know about her? They only know one thing.
Yeah. And
There's
that's the that
nothing
comes
else.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, because my family, you don't know them. I know my sisters, you don't know anything about me. You don't know if I'm married, you don't know if I have kids. You don't know.
That you like anime and that you used to chill in ciphers. You know?
Exactly. So for me, it's like, how dare you speak on me like you know me? And I was so frustrated because I wanted to know, what do you want? Can I not just exist as a person? Do you want me to be R.I.P. Lady Zamar, and then after the fact you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, we should not have bullied her. Such fake condolences on social media.
Yeah.
I
can't stand it. I gotta be honest with you. Like,
you know,
and we've had, our industry has been really rocked. I'd say the last 2-3 years, the people that we've lost, the talent that have passed away and that we've lost. But do you sometimes get frustrated? I mean, I think the answer is yes. But when we see all these condolences and all these posts and people change their profile picture to that one picture that you took at an event with that person, do you think that's just people expressing themselves, or do we need to really look at from a young grassroots age with kids of like how we're managing social media? Because cyberbullying, I mean, you touched on it. It's a real thing and it affects people.
And it affects real people because the people that, you know, people love to, the misconception of social media is not real. Guys, it's the realest thing because we live in a social age where technology is the forefront of everything, right? So, yes, you as the CEO of Bob, example, are tweeting via an anonymous account, right?
Burner account,
But that account will have 5 or 10 other people that agree with it. And that will spread and spread and spread and spread. And your little view you know, and you don't have to be the CEO of Avbob. You could be the guy selling my keep on the street, right? Who has maybe 10 million followers because you speak a lot of drivel, right? You could, your opinion, because there's so many people who are looking for understanding and compassion and, you know, likeness, right? You could spark something that could change a person's life. They could take their own life because of things like, it's just that I'm a very resilient person because I've been bullied since I was a kid. Like I grew up quite popular, so I've kind of had a lot of bullying over the years. When you're really liked by people, you're also really hated. That's also a fact. The more liked you are, you need to expect that you're going to be hated.
Yep.
You know, so I get that. It's an up and down, tipsy-turvy type of thing. But at the end of the day, there are people who cannot withstand that. And for me, that is disgusting. Because the way people have bullied me, I'm a public figure. There are people who look up to me. And there are people whose stories are like mine. They now can never speak up. Because they feel like if you could bully a Lady Zamar, who is an award-winning artist, who's well-respected, well-liked, I'm this girl that doesn't have this. I'm this guy that doesn't have this. Who is going to believe me if no one believed her? People don't understand the psychology of social media, and it bothers me that there's such little education on the effects and damages of social media.
I was literally about to ask, do you think we need to rework our education system and what is taught in schools? Because like you said, technology is at the forefront of everything.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that we actually have a subject at school called technology.
And
What
life
did we learn?
orientation.
But
what
and
did
life,
we
but
learn?
what are they actually teaching? Do you think social media
Needs
to be taught at school?
I think social media needs to be taught at primary school level, at high school level, and it should be one of the entry first year modules that are compulsory and varsity, because it can break you. There are people who've lost their jobs because they
Because of
didn't
social
have
media.
an understanding of the effects of social media. There are people who've lost their families. There are people who've lost their lives. People who've been killed by other people because of social media. We need to understand just how bad. There are people who kill other people for the sake of social media. They want to film it. They want to be famous. So they take another person's life just so that they can have clout. Do you understand? You need to understand the depravity of the human race, right? As great as we are as people, there's some of the best things that happen because of love and compassion, you know, for other people. But as equal to that is the hatred and the self-deprecation of human beings. We need to understand that.
As a public figure, as a role model, you're a role model to so many people. What would you say to someone that's being cyberbullied right now? Like if they came to consult with you and sit down, and it's got nothing to do with like fame or anything, what would you say to someone? As someone who is who's constantly having to survive these kind of social media attacks, what would you say to someone and advise them?
I think I'd be so cruel. That's the problem with me. I would tell you to grow a pair of balls, because you cannot allow strangers' opinions to define your life. You have one life. You have this one opportunity to make a name for yourself, a life for yourself, to have anything, you know. And you cannot allow people who don't know you from a bar of soap, you know, who don't even know your blood type, to tell you about you. You have to be stronger than the hate, you know. Your inner voice has to be stronger than anything anyone says. So I'll tell you, grow a pair, you know, get over it. You are not that important. Trust me. I think the problem is we operate from a place of ego where we think we're so important. You're not important. So get over it. All those people talking about you are not talking about you because of you. They're talking about you because they're projecting their own feelings onto you. So you don't need to take that seriously. If you as a person take social media too seriously, you are struggling with self-awareness, you know. So grow a damn pair of balls.
I like that.
Tough love, and that's where we're going to leave it,
Yeah.
Khosi, but I like that we're leaving it there. Grow a pair. Quota. Tweet.
Grow a
Make it
pair.
trend. Blow up. We'll put the video clip out
Wait,
there.
one last one before she goes. I know we should grow a pair, but what do you do to make sure that your pair is always,
Me, I cry.
you cry?
I
Okay.
cry. I've got a thick skin because I don't allow myself to avoid my emotions. Don't avoid your emotions. Face them head on. I cry. I complain. I will do whatever, but I give myself time. 3 days, 2 days, 3 hours Give yourself time.
However long you
Go
need.
through the process. Only way to get through anything that's hard is go through it. You know, trying to avoid stuff is never going to work for you. And trust me, the more you acknowledge your feelings and the more you sit inside your emotions, the stronger you will be. Because you realize that you're the most important person in your life.
Amen. There's word of the day today.
I was about to say that's word of the day.
Word of the day, courtesy of Lady Zamar. Grow a pair. It's a Thursday. Thank you so much. Quick reminder: 19th of April. You said the album is coming out. Do you want to give us the name of the album?
The name of the album is Rainbow. It's a very happy, very colorful, almost candy-like title. I wanted to make sure that people have something amazing and fun from me first before we go into deeper issues. So I hope you guys enjoy the songs. Look out for Party in Heaven. Look out for Angel. Look out for Sweet Fire. These are very deep songs. And thank you to everybody who listens to my music. And yes, I do accept all the love and praise that you guys give me. And yeah.
You're so cute.
Do you know how you weren't on Masked Singer, right? Were you?
No.
I was so convinced you were.
That's a good thing.
I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, it's Lady Zamar, guys. Anyway, we hope to actually plug, come do the next season.
I would never know.
Thanks so much. And that's where we're going to leave you today. Have a fantastic Thursday. We'll be back on your radio right here in tune with you on UFM 89.8 to 103.9 out in Pitori. Catch us again 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow. From myself, Malumata.
Ke Kgosi Kgadi. Ma'am, this is your cue.
Oh, this is Lady Zamar. You feel me?
Lovely.
Right, and now you get to join in on the closing, right? So everybody say bye, girls.
Bye, girls.